Hello friends, and welcome to another The Reset Girl Hobonichi Week style plan with me in my B6 Edit Diary notebook from the Little Craft Place in Houston, Texas. I'm using the honeybee stamps here to stamp some cacti, and I'm stamping in two different colors of green because I'm going to be watercoloring these images. So I stamped in pigment ink and heat set it. I like stamping with pigment or chalk ink on these Tomoe River paper pages so that it doesn't bleed through. And so I'm watercoloring both of the cacti. It looks like a saguaro cactus and an agave. And we went to, my friend and I, she came to visit me in Vegas, and we went to the cactus gardens. So I have a cactus garden photo and a photo of me and my friend Tiffany in the scrapbook store. I'm using the Reset Girl April kit, which is called Girl Friday. There's lots of cute images of working girls and typewriters. There's a watercolor painting I created, a cacti garden, and I like how the watercolor painting turned out, but I used the stamps because I wanted to make sure that the images are going to be small enough scale. And I wasn't sure I could create watercolor cacti that were that tiny. So here is the snippets. I believe this says Girl Friday snippets. So I'm going to cut some of these, the tag images, and place them behind my photos. You saw where I laid down the photos on the Hobonichi, or this week's diary. And I will lay down some different layers. These are printed on the 32-pound digital hammer mill copy paper, and I like that it's thin enough that it doesn't create a lot of bulk. So I can layer several layers under each of the photo, and it won't make so much bulk that it will, even though I'm putting like 3 layers, it won't create a lot of dimension because this paper is nice and thin, but it's sturdy. I'm fussy cutting out the typewriter, and I'm thinking that I want to add something to that paper that's in the typewriter, like one of the printed sticker sheets I've created. Now these circular images are great for just softening all the hard edges. You can see how I added 4 different PDFs to that sticker paper. I love those girls. I can't wait to use those. Now this is, I believe, the washi strips or word strips. And this one says Crafty Girl. I've printed this on clear sticker paper so that I can peel it off and it will look like it's printed on that tag. I really like that feature that since it's a digital kit, you can print them on whatever medium you like to use. So if you only use stickers, you could print all on sticker paper, and if you only use the printer paper, you could use that. Oh goodness, these images of the girls, I just can't get over how cute they are. The Girl Friday collection is so awesome. They did a really good job with the digital images in this kit. There's so many usable, like there's scissors and typewriters and lots of crafty. It's not just about like working 9 to 5. There are some office, like that stamp and the clock, but I mean they also work for daily life too, so. Just adding that sticker of Sammy. She's super cute, the redhead from the Reset Girl. And this circular punch says Reset, which is perfect for a week when your friend visits, because we got to go out to dinner and lunch and go to scrapbook stores and visit the cactus gardens. It was really fun. So since this was such a fun week, I really want to celebrate that and capture the feeling in this memory planning. Now I'm trying to decide what to add to the girl with the typewriter. Her name's Sammy. If you follow the Reset Girl, then she's been an image that's been there. And here are the circular images. I like that you get a full page so you can just punch and have a lot of big variety of different circular elements to add. So I'm making sure that I add some to the left-hand page, and there's 2 on the right, so that there's several areas of the circular elements, using shape to unify the page. So here I'm trying to decide, and I'll start sticking down. When I don't know what else I want to do, then I can start adhering what I have decided on. So I'm using the American Craft Sticky Thumb Adhesive Tape Runner, which works really well. You kind of need to know that you want the things where they are because it doesn't really peel off of this paper, but that's okay. You better stick it and know it. There's no peeling up here. It's going where it's going. So I'm going to cut out a few other words. This one says create. Since that typewriter paper is a little bit smaller, I had to use just one word. So I'll stick that sticker on there, and it looks like it says create now. It's perfect for a crafty friend weekend. And I'm going to cut some more words. I think that says today was rad. And that's going to go above the cactus garden photo because I had never, even though I've lived here for 28 years, I had never been to the cactus garden in the spring. Sorry, I'm using the tripod to apply the adhesive to that tag, and yeah, it kind of got a little shaky there. So I can adhere down the photo. I think I printed, yeah, I did. I printed this photo on my, what is that little thing called, the photo printer that I have? It's not the N Stacks. Oh, it's the HP Sprocket. Okay, so this is sticker paper, so that's handy. It's nice and flat. And I'm deciding where to put that today was rad. Can I move it around anymore? I mean, I'm just like move it, move it, move it. It's from a kids movie, isn't it? Oh boy, it's like an earthquake, right? Thank goodness it's in, I think I sped this up to 8 times, or yeah, it's about 8 times. And just going to adhere everything down now and decide. I had already placed the adhesive on the photo, so I wasn't able to stick anything under because, like I said, once you stick it with that adhesive, it's there. I try to slightly peel up that photo, but because I didn't quite press it down, but if you press it down, it's done. So I try to just lightly lay them there until I'm pretty sure. Then you can press it down. If you've done any research on your adhesives, I know I've said this in previous videos, but if you've done any research, the burnishing or the pressing down is what the adhesive properties on the adhesive works when there is pressure applied to it. So if you don't go over your items that you're adhering down and burnish them or press them into the paper, they won't adhere and they might fall off later. So I'm deciding where to put those cute little tickets, that ticket strip printed on the clear sticker paper. And I have printed the prompts. She did them different this month. So the April prompts for the Listers Got a List kit are here, and they're not on the ticket stubs. So that's kind of neat to have it different. I know we're starting the first week of April. This is the 14th week, so it's April 1st through the 7th. And it's kind of nice to delineate between the months, and this way, this month we're going to have the labels that aren't on the ticket punches. And that's okay to me. I don't need the whole entire year to be exactly the same. So I'm going to do a little bit different here. Instead of having the ticket labels, like I said, I will use these word sticker strips and just write the prompt, the listing prompt answer directly under the sticker, so that once I journal, you'll kind of understand that I'm answering the question there and not talking since I combined memory planning and listing into one, which seems to be really working for me. Now that I've kind of found my groove, and it was just a process of eliminating things that weren't working for me. I tried to do the Listers Got a List in a traveler's notebook, but then it didn't fill it, so then I ended up with 2 months in there. So then I was like, well, let's not give up, but find a different way to do this. So once I found the Hobonichi Weeks, after I went to the Camp Reset glamping event, and I found out that lots of ladies were using Hobonichi Daily or Hobonichi Weeks, and that's where they were putting their listers. That gave me the idea, why don't I try that, and why don't I combine it with memory planning? And I'm not talking like, okay, there's a photo from every single day. This is more like, hey, this is the highlights that happened this week. This is the things I'm grateful for. It's not a photo every single day. So that kind of relieves the pressure and kind of the self-imposed pressure that I had placed on memory planning. Let's just say that. I totally had done that to myself, thinking it has to be a photo every day. No, it doesn't. It just has to be a couple photos that explain what happened this week and the highlights of the week and something I'm grateful for or thankful for, or anything like that, something I want to remember. And of course, connecting with other people is something I want to remember. So I was turning on my iPad and continuing with the list, because usually when I'm doing this listing, memory planning, I have a show going on the iPad. It's kind of a little relaxing respite there. So I've really gotten into a groove, and I love doing this every Thursday or Friday. I'll do the week before. So it's really a relaxing kind of simple memory keeping style, a simple memory planning. So now I'm using the precision pen, and I'm going to answer the prompts. I think the very first prompt for April 1st was work history. So I listed all the jobs I've had, except I left out mom. So I had waitress, hostess, EKG tech, ICU monitor tech, designer, and then content creator. And now I'm answering a few other prompts, but you'll notice that I kind of jump around because I don't want them all lined up down the center. I kind of wanted to stagger them like I've done on previous weeks with the ticket stubs. So I'll answer these pretty quick. And now that you see I have like layers and groupings, it kind of makes sense, and it's easier to place my writing in the open spots. I'll also hand letter with the Kelly Creates Dream pen here. And then it's always nice to add in, I added these little fussy cut scissors. Like, those are so super cute. Totally crafty. They totally fit this week. So pink scissors it is. I'm going to add some over by the photos on the right. And then I'll add, that one's a sticker, but I also add a one that I've printed on printer paper. The digital, yeah, there it is. The 32-pound Hammermill digital copy paper. I find the digital copy paper works really well for me if I use the photo setting on my printer. So I have a Mac, so I go into my printer settings and I set it on photo. That way it just prints a really, really nice quality. Here's the hand lettering I do with the Kelly Creates Dream pen. This one is Petal, that's the color. And I like that it's a really springy color scheme this week. I've got the aqua, the light pastel pink, and some light green. I'll be cutting those tickets into two, even though that was a full washi strip. And don't be afraid to cut your little elements and cut them to fit your space. I wish I had left a little bit of the adhesive not so close to that photo, so I could have tucked the ticket underneath more, but that's okay, you live and learn, right? I like the sticker coffee cut by the typewriter girl, Sammy. And now I'm just journaling. I'm adding the memory planning portion. So I will journal on each day what happened that day with my friend's visit. So that is how I combine the listing and the memory planning into one. And it seems to be, like I said before, just really working for me. And I'm really enjoying it. I don't feel pressured. I can pick 1 or 2 or 3 photos from the week. So I'm looking to add a few more elements here. I have too many blank spaces. I mean, white space is good. The negative space is good, but I feel like I need to fill up a little bit more. And since I have 4 areas of circular elements, I want to add another circle. And I'm just taking my time to decide what color do I want. I think I end up going with the green. There are so many elements in the different kits, and if you just want to get the listing kit, there's plenty of decorative elements in that too as well. So here I punched out with a 1 1/4 inch punch the take a note circle because it has the green edge. And I really like the color there in the center. Still trying to find a place for those little tickets. I'm definitely going to use them. I just need to make sure it's in a good place, right? So the little elements I'm cutting out are on sticker paper as well. So I'm just adding those. They kind of look like stamped elements because the clear sticker paper blends into the background, the Tomoe River paper. And I like that fact. I like the fact that you have some paper elements that you can definitely tell are placed on top. And then you have the sticker elements because they look like they're stamped or printed on. And then you have the watercolor elements. So I think it creates a complete page for my style. And of course your style might be different. But I definitely like to use the different mediums. The hand lettering and the precision pen and the .03 in the black. I just think it gives the kind of feeling that I was going for. Okay, we are nearing the end of this memory planning session for the first week of April, and I'm using one of the mini succulent stamps from that honeybee cactus stamp set, and I'm creating some movement on the page by just stamping like falling little succulents in different areas, and also adding some more of that aqua color because I felt like the page needed a little bit more of that aqua blue or Tiffany blue. I like to add the miniature size stamped images, so there's a lot of variety in the scale of elements that are on the page, and that just helps with the design principles. And your eye will know that when you find that having a different scale of patterns and shapes on the page helps. And I just have a little bit more of journaling, so thank you so much for joining me for this Hobonichi Week style memory planning with the Reset Girl kit for April, which is called Girl Friday. I'll leave some links in the description box below. I appreciate you being here. I'm grateful for you spending your time on my channel, and I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe. Thanks and have a great week. Bye.